Top 10 Roman executions, ranked by what the bones, documents, and forensic evidence actually left behind. Not legend, not movies, evidence. Let's count down. Number 10. Decapitation. The Romans called this the honorable death, reserved for citizens. Cicero, Seneca, Paul the Apostle. Efficient, clean, dignified, by Roman standards, which is a bar so low it's basically in the ground. But here's the thing about this one. In York, England, Driffield Terrace, specifically, archaeologists pulled up 80 skeletons, all male, all decapitated, and every single one had the same cut mark, same vertebrae, C2 to C3. From behind, 80 men, different decades. Same technique. Somebody was very, very good at this job. Number 9. Strangulation in prison. No crowd, no ceremony. Just a room underground. Called the Tullianum. A cistern. Barely enough space to stand. Vercingetorix, the Gallic chieftain who almost beat Caesar, was kept alive in that hole for 6 years. 6 years. Just so Caesar could drag him out for the triumphal parade and strangle him the same afternoon. The forensic marker is the hyoid bone, tiny bone in your throat. When strangulation is violent enough, it fractures. The Tullianum still exists. It's called the Mamertine prison now. You can visit it. Walk into that room. Nobody outside ever heard a thing. Number 8. Burning alive. Nero used Christians as garden lights. That's not dramatic language. That's Tacitus. Primary source. 64 AD. Great Fire of Rome. Christians get blamed. Nero wraps them in the tunica molesta, tunic soaked in pitch and sulfur, ties them to poles in his garden, lights them at dusk. The forensic comparison comes from Pompeii. Bodies preserved by volcanic ash show exactly what extreme heat does to a human skeleton. Thermal fractures. Skulls that literally exploded from the steam pressure as the brain vaporized. That's what the garden looked like. That's what the guests walked past. Number 7. Sentenced to the mines. Damnatio ad metalla. They didn't execute you. They just sent you underground and let the work do it. Average survival, 3 to 12 months. Las Medulas in Spain, largest gold mine in the Roman Empire, UNESCO World Heritage Site today, gave archaeologists exactly what they needed. Skeletons with severe spinal compression. Osteoarthritis in teenagers. Silicosis. Lungs hardened by rock dust. In bodies that were maybe 25 years old, your lungs turned to stone before the rest of you quit. Rome didn't need an executioner for this one. Just a hole in the ground and enough patience. Number 6. The Tarpeian Rock, a cliff, 25 meters, Capitoline Hill, Rome. For traitors, Marcus Manlius. Capitolinus saved Rome in 390 BC, herd the geese, woke the guards, stopped the Gauls from taking the Capitoline at night. Hero of Rome. 15 years later, thrown off the same cliff he defended. The rock still exists. In the 19th and 20th centuries, bone fragments were found at the base. 25 meters doesn't kill you instantly every time. Some of them hit the rock face on the way down. Mr. Reaper notes, Rome had a very specific sense of poetry. Number 5. Forced into the arena. Damnatio ad gladium. This is not the same as being a gladiator. Gladiators trained for years. They had technique, armor, actual odds. This was untrained man, professional gladiator, sword, no exit. The survival rate was 0. In 1993, archaeologists in Ephesus, Turkey, found a gladiator cemetery. 68 skeletons. Average age, 25 years old. Every skeleton had the same pattern, healed wounds from previous fights. These were trained fighters, and then on every skull, one final unhealed wound. Round, precise. Same location. A hammer, the mercy stroke. After a gladiator went down, a hammer blow to the skull ended it. 68 skeletons, 68 hammer marks. Same signature, every single time. Number 4. Thrown to the beasts. Damnatio ad bestias. 9,000 animals killed in the first 100 days after the Colosseum opened. 80 AD. 100 days of games. Lions, leopards, bears, bulls. All imported from Africa and the Middle East. All very hungry. The hypogum, the tunnel system under the Colosseum, still exists. You can walk through it. Trap doors still in the floor. That's how the animals came up. No warning, just floor, then lion. In Tunisia, at the amphitheater of El Jem, excavations found human bones with bite marks consistent with large felines. The evidence survived 2,000 years. The people did not. Number 3. Crucifixion. Stop here for a second, because this one has something the others don't. In 1968, in Jerusalem, a construction crew accidentally found the only confirmed physical evidence of Roman crucifixion ever recovered. One man, Yehohanan ben Hagkol, 24 to 28 years old, an 11.5 centimeter iron nail still in his heel bone. It had hit a knot in the olive wood and bent. They couldn't get it out when he died. They buried him with it still in. That nail is the reason we know how crucifixion actually worked. The real cause of death was asphyxiation. To breathe, you had to push up, on the nail, through your heel, every single breath, over and over, for hours, sometimes days. This one earned its own full video. Link in the description. Mr. Reaper will wait. Number 2. Decimation. A military unit fails in battle. Rome's response? 1 in every 10 soldiers in that unit dies. Not executed by Rome, by their own men. 9 soldiers beat the chosen one to death with clubs and rocks, in front of the entire unit. Crassus used this in 71 BC. 500 soldiers, 50 killed by their own companions after an early defeat against Spartacus. Skeletal remains near the Rhine and Danube. Skulls with blunt force trauma inconsistent with combat weapons. Not swords, not spears, clubs, rocks. The hardest part wasn't being chosen to die, it was being chosen to live, and having to kill your best friend in front of everyone. Rome called this discipline. Number 1. Poena Cullei, the penalty of the sack. You already know the 4 animals. Here's how it actually worked. First, flogged with wooden rods until bleeding, then sewn alive into a sack of cowhide, with the dog, the rooster, the viper, the monkey, sack sealed, into the Tiber. The Roman legal theory, and this was actual legal theory, written down, debated by lawyers, was that parricide was so outside the natural order that the condemned couldn't be allowed to touch any element of nature in death. Not earth, not water, not air, not fire. The sack isolated them from the world entirely. First documented case, Publius Malleolus. 101 BC, he killed his mother. Last known application, Emperor Justinian's reign, 6th century AD, 800 years. The Digest of Justinian 48:9 describes the procedure in full legal detail. Cicero wrote about it in 80 BC, defending a client. That document still exists. You can read it today. No skeleton was ever recovered. The Tiber took them. But of everything on this list, the cliff, the arena, the lions, the mines, this is the one Rome reserved for the single worst crime they could imagine. Not enemies of state, not traitors. The person who killed their own parent, into the river, in a sack, with a monkey. 800 years of law. Mr. Reaper's verdict. Rome didn't just execute people. Rome engineered the experience of dying, and nobody did it longer or more creatively than the people who invented civilization as we know it. Subscribe. Next video, we go deeper. Mr. Reaper will see you on the other side.